All right, possessive pronouns, lesson 3.4 on page 65. You're going to want to open your book and turn to page 65. You'll see a chart that lists all the possessive pronouns. The chart is also listed on the slide. Notice they're different than subject pronouns, different than object pronouns. Now we have possessive pronouns. A possessive pronoun is a personal pronoun used to show ownership, just like a possessive noun, only you're going to see some differences here. The following possessive pronouns can come before nouns, and there's a list of them. Example, I left my book on the table. The pronoun is my, and the noun that comes after it is book. You would always need a noun after the pronouns listed. For your own practice, write one sentence, just like I did, where a noun would come after the pronoun, one of the pronouns listed. So write your own example using one of the pronouns listed. And the following possessive pronouns can stand alone in a sentence. Notice this is a different list. The cat is mine. You don't need a noun after it. Again, write an example of your own using the pronouns listed, where you don't need a noun after them. Okay, this is probably the most difficult thing when talking about possessive pronouns, possessives, and contractions. Some possessive pronouns sound like contractions. It's, your, their. Think of it as where the apostrophe is, it would be two words. So it's versus it is, your versus you are, their versus they are. Remember, possessive pronoun never has an apostrophe. A contraction, however, always has an apostrophe. So you have to think about what you're saying and notice how this is a possessive pronoun, never has an apostrophe. A possessive noun, as you learned in chapter 2, does, but we're talking about pronouns. They will never have an apostrophe, and that's why it can get a little confusing. Just remember, possessive pronouns do not have an apostrophe. Contractions always have one. And think about how you're writing the sentence. Write an example now of a possessive pronoun in a sentence. If you look on page 67, it's the practice and apply. So I want you to use one of those types of pronouns in a sentence. For example, the first one says, has your pet ever saved a life? So it's asking you which is the correct word, if you're going to say your or you are. So use it's, your, or their as a pronoun in a sentence. And that is it for tonight. This is a pretty short video, but we're going to have a quiz coming up here soon, so get ready for that over all the pronouns, different types that we've been talking about. We have one more lesson, and then we're going to do a quiz with the pronoun boxes, which some of you will remember from last year. So all you had to do tonight were to take the notes and then to write those couple example sentences that I asked you to write. Be ready to talk about it in the morning. Have a great night.